it's Ina the Mood Reader, and welcome back to another Book of the Month book haul. So, Book of the Month is turning to be my bookish personality. I don't know, I'm just addicted to seeing the logos on my shelf. I don't know. I just don't know. And this time, we'll be talking about the books I ordered last August 2021. It's October, and yes, it takes 2 months for my Book of the Month orders to come here in the Philippines because I use a forwarder. I'm sure you all know about shipping cart already, and I use a shipping cart to get my Book of the Month books from the US here to the Philippines. And today we're going to talk about 9 books. Admittedly, last August I went out of control, so I have this box, and this one solely for my personal order. So anyway, let's get started, and let's start with this box. So here it is. I have 3 books inside. So let's just go ahead and I'll try to talk to you about the books. It's the first time I'm seeing them in person. So yeah, anyway, the first one is Not a Happy Family by Shari La Pena. This again is an August 2021 pick. I'm happy that the book came in good condition. This is what it looks like on the inside. I love the combination. And of course, this is a thriller novel. I haven't read, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't read any of Shari La Pena's works. But I don't know why, but I've been noticing how Book of the Month has been investing on thrillers recently, and it's the most tempting, admittedly, genre to me anyway, so that's good for me. Here it says, here on the flap, it says that in this family, everyone is keeping secrets, even the dead. So this is set in upstate New York, and we have Fred and Sheila Merton, and it says that in their community, in their neighborhood, you have to be rich to have a house there. And then the Mertons are brutally murdered the night after an Easter dinner with their 3 adult kids, who of course are devastated, or are they? So that's the premise of the book. Sounds very interesting. I hope it doesn't disappoint. So yeah, usually I listen to thrillers on audiobook because I feel like it helps me set a better atmosphere. But I still do get to enjoy books in physical format when sometimes I have the energy to read them. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good read. I don't know when I'll be able to read it, but yeah, let's hope soon. But look at this. Look at all the other pending books I've read to read. And this one I have here is The People We Keep by Alison Larkin. Originally, I bought my copy last July. This is one of my picks. This is one of my picks, but Gerald the Bookworm did a pasabay. So I just decided to give my copy my earlier July copy to Gerald and just wait for it, since I know I won't be able to read it anyway. So yeah, anyway, this is The People We Keep by Alison Larkin. The reason why I decided to choose this last July is because it has, if I'm not mistaken, music elements on it. This is what it looks like, by the way, on the inside. Just plain at the back. And this is the flap. This is the author. So yeah, it says here that this is a lyrical, unflinching tale for anyone who has ever yearned for the fierce power of found family, or to grasp the profound beauty of choosing to belong. So it's set in 1994, which I guess technically is already historical fiction at this point in history, in time. But yeah, it's about April and a road trip for an open mic night. So yeah. I like the elements of found family, the road trip, the coming of age, and of course the 90s setting. Though I was born literally I was born in 1993, so technically I wasn't really aware of all the, small things that make the 90s the 90s, but I don't know. I think it's going to be fun. So there we have it. The next book I have is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. It was originally a February 2021 pick, and I think I was moved to purchase this one because of Kate from Your Tita Kate. This one, of course, would be called in by the beautiful cover, but they said that you shouldn't let the cover fool you because Honey Girl gives more of a story than what you would expect. So first, it looks like this. Oh, wow. I actually like the color of this one. I like the brown. But yeah. So here, let me read the blurb. It says here, with her newly completed PhD in astronomy in hand, Grace Porter goes on a girls' trip to Vegas to celebrate. She is straight A, hardworking high achiever, not the kind of person who goes to Vegas and gets drunkenly married to a woman whose name she doesn't know until she does exactly that. So we have here a beautiful spontaneous moment upends Grace's carefully laid life plans, staggering under the weight of her parents' expectations, a struggling job market, and feelings of burnout. Grace flees her home in Portland for a summer in New York with a wife she barely knows. I think the reason why I was pulled in to read this book, because usually you read young adult books, middle grade books and adult books, but not really the mid-20s ones. Where you're kinda there's something about being in your 20s where people are expecting you to know everything already, knowing what you want to do in your life, but technically you're still running in circles and all that. And sometimes we don't really get to touch on books, particularly in romances. I love discovering technically, I guess it's new adult books where it's no longer the feeling of teenage cutie first love. So it's like love, but at the same time managing everything else. Exactly what a person like me in their mid-20s is experiencing right now. So yeah, I think this one would be very interesting. And from the cover you won't notice that it's sapphic vibes all the way, so that's going to be very interesting. So there, I don't know why, but when I first saw this book, when in February, when Book of the Month posted it, for some reason I thought she was a chef. But I think she's not a chef. So I think that was why I wasn't keen on buying this one, because at that time I think I have read so many foodie romances already. So that's why I passed up on this, but okay. So it turns out it's not a foodie romance. Anyway, this is the next box. And okay. So here is our pick. So the first book that I got is Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConney. I wasn't expecting it to be this thin, so it looks like it's going to be a quick read. Let's see the naked cover. Oh, so this one is white and green because it's set by the forest, I guess. So I don't really know why I purchased this one. I don't feel like this book is in the genres that I usually read, but sometimes I take leaps and all that. So yeah, let me just read to you the blurb of this book. So here, it's about Inti Flynn, who arrives in Scotland with her twin sister Aggie, lead a team of biologists tasked with reintroducing 14 grey wolves into the remote highlands. She hopes to heal not only the dying landscape, but Aggie too, unmade by the terrible secrets that drove the sisters out of Alaska. So here it says, it's propulsive and spellbinding. Once There Were Wolves is the unforgettable story of a woman desperate to save the creatures she loves if she isn't consumed by a wild that was once her refuge. I really don't know what genre this falls into. And yeah, I'm still contemplating whether I'll be reading this or selling my copy. But I don't know yet right now at the moment. So my next pick was available last August as an add-on, and it's We Were Never Here by Andrea Bartz. It's a thriller. So here you can see it says Thrills and Chills. Let's first take a peek at the naked cover. So it's just black and blue like my no exit copy. Okay. So it says here, a backpacking trip has deadly consequences in this chilling new novel from Andrea Bartz, the best-selling author of The Lost Night and The Herd. Haven't read any of her books yet, but it says here, we are in Chile. Okay, so Emily is having the time of her life with her best friend, Kristen, on their annual reunion trip. But on the last night, Emily enters their hotel suite to find blood and broken glass on the floor. Kristen says that the cute backpacker she brought to their room attacked her and she had no choice but to kill him in self-defense. Even more shocking, the scene is horrifyingly similar to last year's trip when another backpacker wound up dead. Emily can't believe it's happened again. Can lightning really strike twice? This is interesting. So yeah. Definitely the type of books that I enjoy, you know, when you try to figure out who's lying, what's the truth, when will the plot twist drop. Definitely something that I enjoy. And this is another mystery. Yeah, it's another add-on for Thrills and Chills from Book of the Month. And this time it's The Push by Ashley Audrain. And the reason why I bought this because I watched a video of Gerald the Bookworm recommending this. So of course, I'm buying it because you know how Gerald reviews books? It's like I really, really want to buy them right away because of his excitement. It's kind of, what do you call it? It kind of transcends through the screen. His excitement is very entertaining to watch him. He'll be my all-time fave Filipino booktuber. So anyway, since this is Gerald's recommendation, I decided to buy it. And yeah, so The Push. Let's take a peek first. Okay, it's pretty, it's great. Anyway, it says here, a tense, page-turning psychological drama about the making and breaking of a family and a woman whose experience of motherhood is nothing at all like what she hoped for and everything she feared. So it says also here at the bottom, The Push is a tour de force you will read in a sitting, an utterly immersive novel that will challenge everything you think you know about motherhood, about what we owe our children, and about what it feels when women aren't believed. Okay. I think this is very interesting because our main character feels like there's something wrong with her daughter, but nobody believes her. It's like she's the only one who sees it. And it's like the premise of many scary movies, you know, that we watch. So I think it's very, very interesting. So yeah, so many thrillers to explore here. And now we're done with our final box. And this is actually the reason why I was very, very excited to order last August. And I'm so happy that the books came in time because I bought a set of 3 books. Technically, not a series. I think you can read them as standalones and still have fun. But yeah, technically they're in the same universe. And I'm very, very excited with this Helen Wang book set. So I got the Kiss Quotient, The Bride Test, and The Heart Principle, which was an August 2021 pick. Anyway, I have read the Kiss Quotient in 2018. Was it 2018? Yeah, this was a June 2018 pick, and I remember I read it. I read it via ebook when I was just getting back to reading again, getting back into Goodreads and into reviewing books. And I remember how much I loved it. But it's been 3 years and I felt like it would be nice to have these 3 books on my shelf, seeing them complete there. So it's going to be exciting as well. I think to read them all in a weekend, because I haven't read The Bride Test yet, and and The Heart Principle is one of my most anticipated reads because it's going to be focusing on Kwan, who is my favorite side character, I guess, on the Kiss Quotient. So yeah, anyway, first, this is the Kiss Quotient. I love how there's a different spine, and it looks like this on the inside. It's a little boring compared to the cover, but anyway, it says here that it's a heartwarming and refreshing debut novel that proves one thing: there's not enough data in the world to predict what will make your heart tick. So it's about Stella and Michael. So what I love about this book is it was sex positive. So it also has disability rep, and I remember when I was starting to get back into reading and started to pick up contemporary romance. I was shocked to see representations like this that isn't usually what I get from the old pocket books I've been reading. So it was really fun, and I remember how that's like the description, heartwarming. It really captures your heart. So yeah, anyway, I think I'm in time for a reread of this one, especially since I have different reading tastes now, and it's nice to see how much have changed, and if I would still like it as much as I enjoyed it 3 years back. Now we have The Bride Test, and this one is a May 2019 pick, and let's see. So it's a nice beautiful yellow and red, and here it is inside. So yeah, there. And it says here it's a romantic novel about love that crosses international borders and all the boundaries of the heart. It's about Kai who doesn't experience big important emotions like love and grief. Rather than believing he processes emotions differently due to being autistic, he concludes that he's defective and decides to avoid romantic relationships. So his mother, driven to desperation, takes matters into her own hands and returns to Vietnam to find him the perfect mail order bride. So we have Esme Tran. She always felt out of place, and when the opportunity to marry an American arises, she leaps at it, thinking that it could be the break her family needs. So Esme must convince Kai that there is more than one way to love, and Kai must figure out the inner workings of his heart before Esme goes home and is an ocean away. The tropes that Helen Huang touches. Really, I feel like they're the tropes that, my heart wants and needs. And I remember how much I loved her writing style. So I think I'll be reading these books this weekend. Or maybe at the start of November. I don't know. But I feel like I need to set aside my TBR for these books and just read them instead. Anyway, the last book of the month pick is The Heart Principle. So it's a beautiful red, pinkish red, fuchsia, I guess. And it's the same color on the inside. What does it look like? It's also the same color on the outside. So yeah, it's very, very love-ish. Okay. What is it about? It's a woman struggling with burnout learns to embrace the unexpected and the man she enlists to help her in this Heartfelt New Romance by Helen Wang. It's about violinist Anna Sun. She achieves success with a viral YouTube video. Then she finds herself incapacitated and burned out from her attempts to replicate that moment when she went viral. When her longtime boyfriend announces that he wants an open relationship, she says to him that if he wants an open relationship, then she does too. So she wants to go on a string of one-night stands, and that's where she meets Kwan, my favorite ever. And okay, so Kwan, the tattooed motorcycle riding guy. Okay, so their first attempt at a one-night stand fails, so this is second and the third, because being with Kwan is more than sex. He accepts Anna on an unconditional level. However, when tragedy strikes Anna's family, she takes on a role that she is ill-suited for until the burden of expectations threatens to destroy her. Anna and Kwon have to fight for their chance at love, but to do that, they also have to fight for themselves. I don't really know anything about this. This is the first time I got to read the blurb. I just know that I want to read it because of Kwon. And I remember watching, I think it was Gabby's video from Gabby Reads, that when she decided to read the book, she wasn't expecting to be as hurt as she was. I think her video was she was crying towards the end or towards some point in the book's story. So yeah, I guess I've cheated a little. I'm a little more prepared that it's going to be hard hitting. But anyway, I'm ready. I'm ready for this 3 romances. I'm hoping that they would really meet my expectations, what I've been craving for in a romance. So yeah, these are all of the 9 books that I was able to get from Book of the Month. What do you think about these titles? If you have read any of these books and you have thoughts or reviews to share, please link them down in the comments below. Just let me know. If you have any questions about buying from Book of the Month as a Filipino, feel free to ask in the comments and I'll be glad to help. And yeah, if you have video suggestions, please let me know as well. And of course, may you always be in the mood for reading. Bye!